Hello again, everyone. I'm Eric with Bluewater Books and Charts, joined by Corey Ranslem of IMSA. Corey, we've made it through another successful FLIBS, which means it's the time of the year for yachts to start migrating south for the winter. You know, the big hot topic down there is, are they going to be able to get in? What's closed? What's open? What's the charter season going to look like? You got any hot gossip for us?
Well, it's great to have you on the vlog and me to be on your vlog as we've done this in the past. And as you know, over the past few weeks, we've been talking a lot about the Caribbean season just to give yachts an idea of what it's going to look like. We track all of this, as you know, through our ARMS platform, so our ARMS clients are seeing this in real time. But there's some interesting things happening now as we start to see a lot of these islands open that we thought it would be a good idea to really address some of the data and information that we're seeing in the ARMS platform. So if you're watching this, just remember the date that it's recorded. So if you end up that this is January of 2021 and you're watching this information is way old and way outdated. So the information changes and expires pretty quickly. So basically after this vlog goes out, within a week this data will be old and outdated. So I always caution people. So with that, the interesting thing close to us here in the United States and a big area for yacht charters
The Bahamas?
is, Eric, you've got that right, is the Bahamas. So I had to use a cheat sheet because there's a lot of data and information to be able to get out there. So as you know, on November 1st, the Bahamas opened up for commercial flights, for private yachts, for the commercial travel back and forth. The cruise ship piece of that is still being worked out, although there's a number of privately owned islands in the Bahamas that are owned by the cruise ships, and that looks like that will probably be the first travel destination for most of the cruise lines to actually go to their private islands first before they'll go back into Nassau and Freeport. But just guessing on that, and we're not going to see commercial cruising until probably January of next year. So an interesting thing from the cases in the Bahamas, we just went back through some of the data in the ARMS platform. The biggest spike that was recorded from the Bahamas of daily cases was just back on October 16th of 194. So they're right now kind of close to or just off the peak number of cases. They've come down a little bit. The last reporting date that they had was October 30th, where they had 58 reported cases. So the week from the 16th to the 29th, that a total of 1,358 cases. So the Bahamas is slowly coming off of a peak when it comes to the number and the amount of COVID cases. So that's pretty interesting when you look at kind of the northern part of the island side.
That's good information. So what about yachts that are going to go farther south, Corey? Are we hearing anything, Antigua, St. Barts, St. Thomas, any of the popular yachting destinations?
Sure. So we pulled out some data of things that are happening right now. On the island of Anguilla, there's 0 cases, and they've been pretty constant at reporting 0 cases. So it's a pretty good destination as far as when you talk about just COVID cases. If you look at Antigua, they've had just 12 cases reported on the week of October 16th to the 29th, and that's just a little bit above average, and it looks like for now they're trending down, and they're open for travel. So the travel changes and restrictions and arrivals have changed quite a bit just in the last couple of weeks for these islands. There's actually, through CARICOM, a bubble that's been established. So if you go into one of the islands in the bubble, you're there for 14 days, negative PCR COVID test, negative cruise signs and symptoms, you can pretty much travel freely without quarantine or delays or restrictions between any of the islands in the bubble. So it's pretty interesting. And we'll have a link to that in the video so you can see, but it's a whole group of islands that are part of CARICOM that are part of that. We looked at St. Maarten. They're a little bit higher in the number of cases reported from October 18th to 31st. They have 56 cases. And they've had a couple of days in October where they've had a higher number of cases. So you see different trends on different islands. On the island of Guadeloupe, they have a lot more cases reported. They have 697 cases reported from the 17th to the 30th of October. And then there's just a few cases that have been reported in St. Barts. So again, another destination with just a couple of cases, and usually anywhere between 0, 1, or 2 cases reported daily in St. Barts, but they've been pretty much a flat line. So it's been pretty interesting when you start to kind of look at the data. And then the big question is, once these islands really now start to open up for tourism, will we start to see cases go up? And if we do, the islands don't have the capacity for widespread hospital stays for people who are not residents of the island and don't have the medical facilities. So it's going to be interesting as the winter season moves, as cruise ships start to move, what the capacity and what the changes will be in those islands.
Well, that's a really good point. Obviously, we're not, seeing into the future here. So what, this is changing constantly. It's a dynamic situation. We're gonna put out more updates. How do people get this data, if they want to go down there?
Sure. So there's a couple of ways. Number one, we'll be putting out more updates, obviously working with you guys. And the best thing though, number two is, don't want to sound like a commercial, but this stuff is live in the ARMS platform. It's updated every 10 minutes. So you know that between our operations center and the data in the platform, that you can call us, that you have access to the platform to get the most up-to-date information, whether it's the air travel side, the commercial side, the large yacht side, whatever it is, we have the most up-to-date information. And like I said, that's updated every 10 minutes. And in some cases, with what's happening in Europe and an increase in cases over there and just things happening in different parts of the world, that's really the best way to stay updated. So you know, what do we need to do as a vessel and crew before we decide to head to this particular destination?
Absolutely. Well, thanks for the update, Corey. It sounds like there's definitely some areas that yachts could go this winter. That's great for us. To all our customers, travel safely.